Wow, that's blurry. Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be doing, now I did say I was going to do a, of course I did say I was going to do the whole versus thing where we do St. Patrick's Day versus Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day versus St. Patrick's Day. However, I'm not going to be doing that, I'll leave that till tomorrow, basically. Mainly because I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and I'm just not really in the mood for doing the versus video today. I don't know. I'll see how I am tomorrow. I'll definitely do it tomorrow though. If I'm not, even if I'm not in the mood, I'll get in the mood. Yeah. So far in terms of so we're going to be doing completing categories, of course, instead of today, and we're going to be talking about school workers. So this is interesting. Of course, I've been doing families for the past couple of days, but I think it's important to do school workers as well, and I'll get back to families eventually, don't you worry. I will get back to them. Oh, hang on. Didn't mean that to happen. So yeah, school workers. So first of all, we have, obviously, Skinner, we have Willie, we have Edna Krabappel, we have Otto, we have Superintendent Chalmers, we have Lunch Lady Doris, or Dora, we have Bombardment, I don't know his name. I forgot his name. The coach anyway. And then we've also got groundskeeper Seamus. Is Coach Krupt? Is it Krupt? Something like that. I feel like it's something like that. I don't know what I'm on about. Anyway, let's move on. So first of all, we got the important guys. We got the administration and the administrative, the staff. The important guys, the administration staff. So we have, of course, the state controller or the state comptroller Atkins. Okay, so we have Atkins, I guess, Mr. Atkins, I don't know, state controller or comptroller. I don't know if is that what it's meant to be. I've never seen that word before in my life. But yeah, he's basically the guy in charge of obviously like the state education. So in terms of the state of Springfield, which I think it is meant to be a state. I think that's like one of the big mysteries with Springfield. Where is Springfield in America? I think it is meant to be like it's like the 51st state in some ways. Like it's meant to be its own state. I think that's what it's meant to be. But yeah, he's basically in charge of the education in the state. Then we have Melina Upfoot, who was an ex-principal. She was a principal for a bit after Skinner. And then we have Murdage Mingle. I think she was before Skinner. I'm not too sure. I think she was the principal before Skinner, but I may be wrong there. Of course, Leopold was on this, but Leopold was recently added, so I had to delete him from this PowerPoint, which I pre-made. So yeah, Sugar. Yeah, that's the thing. I should have put Leopold in this list. Of course, we also got Leopold. Yeah, I forgot to put him there. Oh well. Moving on. So first of all, we have teachers. So we have Jack Larsen. Jack Larsen is just a normal teacher, I think. But there he is. Kind of cool. We have Ms. Barr, which of course is a PE teacher. She's or PE, sports teacher, a gym teacher. PE is physical education in the UK, so, and where I live, so that's why I say PE. Physical education teacher, or gym teacher, Ms. Barr. Then we have Brunella Pommel, who of course is actually, what is she? I think she is Rainier Wolfcastle's wife's sister, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So she's kind of cool. Well, she's actually probably, I don't understand, she's been in as many episodes as the other coach has, the guy coach he's on in the game, the bombardment guy, Coach Krupt, I think it's Coach Krupt, something like that. She's actually been in as many episodes, so I think they could have done a level. They could have done like another like level with her, and they could have paralleled it with another teacher. Of course, there's like this removal service she owns, as well as being a teacher, so they could have given us that. Then we have Zachary Vagd. Of course, he's another teacher there. We have the ballet teacher, who of course teaches ballet. In the episode where Bart obviously learns ballet. We have the art teacher, pretty cool. Just these are like mostly just like one episode characters. Mr. Becker, again another one episode. I think he might be a drama teacher. We have the gym teacher, just another one episode character. We have Evelyn Trunch, who's an art teacher. She again is a one episode character. I'm pretty sure she might be actually like 2 or 3, like a cameo sort of character, I think she's actually in background. We have Audrey Mcconnell. Audrey McConnell has been in quite a few episodes. She was only like sort of one kind of focused on when, of course, Lisa moved up one grade. And, wait, actually, was it? No, I think it's when Bart went all the way back to the 3rd grade. Or was it? I don't know. I think she might be the one where Lisa moved. Was Lisa in the 2nd grade? I don't remember. I don't know, actually. I don't know how grades work in America. I don't know. But basically, Audrey McConnell, she's been in a few episodes. This is what I mean. She's been in quite a few. Then we have Dick Testicles. Oh, no, sorry. Dick Testeles. I don't know. Yeah, just actually say that. But basically, it's a play on word name, and he has actually appeared twice, so he's one that they could do. Again, he was like sort of there for a gag, though, really, and then the other appearance, I'm pretty sure, was just a cameo. We have math teacher again. One episode character. We have Dathlia Brinkley, another one episode character. We have Ms. Dubinsky. I think she might be a few episodes. I'm not too sure. We have he's just labelled the black teacher on. not amazing. He's just labelled the black teacher on the wiki, but he's actually appeared in loads. Like he's a prominent background character. He's appeared in loads and loads of episodes. He's just never been named. But yeah, so I think he is important to add somewhere down the line because again, like I said, he's been in quite a few episodes. We have Mike Benzie. He's a 5th grade teacher. Pretty cool. I think he might have appeared. I know he's appeared once. I don't know how many times he's actually been there. We have the kindergarten teacher, who's just a 1 episode character. And there's another kindergarten teacher here, who's another 1 episode character. We have a teacher, and then we have here in the middle guy, Mr. Krufferberg. He's appeared. He's a I want to say performing arts student, performing arts or drama, something like that. But basically, he's appeared in quite a few episodes as well. He's quite a prominent one. He's appeared in I think at least 2 where he's been rememberable at least. It's like Dewey, the music teacher. He's not really had his own sort of episode focusing around him. He's kind of like a character that kind of sits in the background. And then finally we have Mr. Johnson, who's appeared a few times again, another gym teacher. A lot of gym teachers and a lot of art teachers as well. Then we have Mr. These like substitutes / temporary teachers. So we have Mr. Bergstorm, and he was quite prominent in the episode he was in. So that'd be a really cool one to add. We have Miss Jupner, something like that. Something like that. She was again another quite prominent one in the episode. She was Miss Cantwell, again another one who was mediocrely. She was kind of there for a bit. We have Jim Hope. Jim Hope was the Funzo guy, the teacher in charge when the Funzo expedition sort of took over. So he's important. I think he would. It's really weird how they've never added him. I think he would be really good for a Christmas episode, just to throw him in there, just to do the Funzo stuff again. We have Mr. Glasscock. I think he may have appeared in like a few, actually. I'm not so sure. We have Tito Puente, who of course is the guy in real life, but he was a music teacher, temporary music teacher in the Who Shot Mr. Burns 2-part special. We have Bob Johnson, who was in the recent 22 for 40 episode, 22 for 30 episode, where he basically was like a rodeo teacher, like a temporary rodeo teacher, and they got fired, and then he became homeless. Again, he was just kind of like a gag character, but it was one they could have thrown in their square dance, sorry. And then we have Carol Brunella. Barrera. Of course, she was quite a central character in the episode she was in. She's only really been sort of in 1 episode. She was temporary there, and of course she's like she's this sort of cool, kind of like almost like a female Indiana Jones kind of character. So she's a really interesting one. Of course, there's a thing with her and Skinner for a little bit as well. So I would really like it if they did add her, because this is one I've really wanted to see in the game. She'd be a really cool one to get. And then we have some other workers. These are just other guys. Doc Stanley, of course, he was like in this kind of like illustration kind of like story that the kids were telling about the cook before Lunch Lady Doris, who basically cooked children. And I think I'm not too sure if that was a Treehouse of Horror episode or because I know they did the whole Treehouse of Horror episode when the teachers literally went and ate children. But I think they could add him in. I know he's kind of like in this like a really eerie illustration thing, but I think they could make it work possibly. And then we have probably the 2 biggest ones I want them to add. So we have Loren Pryor, Loren Pryor, who was the school psychologist. I definitely want them to add him, and Mrs. Phipps. Is it Phipps? I think it's Phipps. Anyway, Ms. Phipps, who's the school nurse. These 2 are really important. Myra, the secretary, of course, she's kind of cool as well. She's obviously the secretary of the school, so she'd be a cool one to throw in there as well. But these 2 are really, really important. I really definitely want them to add those 2 guys in. Yeah, I think they are important. I mean, a part of these ones, I mean, Carol, probably, and maybe Mr. Bergstorm, possibly Jim Hope as well. These guys, I mean, none of these are really that important. I mean, like I said, this guy is kind of important, and this guy, and then these guys I want to see heard the most. Mrs. Barr maybe as well, and there's not really. I mean, these guys are kind of they're there, but they're not really that important in terms of in the episode. And that's the end because we're going to be doing this next. But yeah, that's the end of that presentation. So I hope you enjoyed. Of course, next time we will be doing the plant workers, as you saw there as a little sneak peek. So I mean, tell me your thoughts, guys. Do you think that do you think there's any important ones that they really desperately need to add, or do you think that maybe it's just kind of like, nah, they're not really, none of them are really that important? I don't really think any of them are really like you need to add them right now. Like, are definitely ones I want to see. Like, I would have put my bets on seeing, or if I had to decide what was coming out, I probably wouldn't say any of them really. Maybe this guy, the psychologist, because I do remember a couple of episodes here, and of course the school nurse, because of course she's like terrified of Bart, just like the Mrs. Albright, who was the Sunday school teacher. She's also terrified of Bart. He likes to, and they look quite similar actually, don't they? They do look a bit. Do they? I'm trying to think. I can't really remember Mrs. Albright. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.